Move the slides. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. What do we see here? Pretty cool stuff. Has anybody here heard about what you're seeing on the left? It's called the Sounders e-bike or the Storm e-bike. Has anybody seen this on Indiegogo before? Just go ahead and type into the box. Yeah. So Jeremy's seen it. A few people have seen it. I think this was the #2 fundraising campaign ever on Indiegogo. He originally called it the Storm e-bike and then changed the name to the Sounders e-bike. It's a company out of Santa Barbara. And what we went and found out is he didn't actually invent this e-bike at all. And we went and looked on Alibaba, and we realized that all he did was to raise $6 million was to go pull it directly off of Alibaba and make a marketing page on it and then just ship the products directly to an outsourcing warehouse. Basically, what this guy went and pulled off was a pure internet marketing play. So the concept that I'm going to be showing you in these next couple slides is that crowdfunding is not for inventors, it's for internet marketers. Yes, 5% of the people who buy this course and 5% of the people who do crowdfunding are going to be an inventor or an artist or raising money for a cause. Maybe they had an idea for some crazy thing that does something and they want to get funding for it and they want to learn how. But that's only 5%. That's only 5% of the market. And we're okay with selling to 5% of the market, but we want to reach the 95% of the market because that's where the mass market is, and that's where we really get the sales and can really change people's lives. And for these people, the 95%ers, these are the people that are, they just get home from work and they're sitting in their boxer shorts in front of the computer and they're looking for a way to make money. They don't have any ideas, they don't have any inventions. They just want to go ahead and, earn a sustainable income on the internet. And the Incredible Dream Machines package, what it does is it teaches them how to do niche product research through the software that we're providing. Obviously, if we didn't have a software, it'd be very hard to do the niche research. And we'll give you more details about the software as we get closer to launch. Obviously, it's some complicated stuff. And then we teach them how to source that product directly from China, sprinkle a little magic on it, and basically just put it out there with some marketing. So I've put together a few other little examples right here in terms of other products that we like to call direct source from China that have done really well. So after that Sounders e-bike came out, somebody was like, hey, I know how to get an e-bike. I know how to sell an e-bike too. They went to Alibaba. They found this thing a little bit different design, but essentially the same thing. The Wave e-bike. They were going to raise $800,000. Okay, they were second. They didn't make quite as much. Quite honestly, if you went to Alibaba right now and you pulled an e-bike off of Alibaba and put it on there, I'm sure you could raise a couple $100,000. Same for scooters, electric skateboards, all this stuff, all this stuff does really well. And the fact is you could just keep launching it over and over again. The concept is that these products aren't, as an entrepreneur, to make a lot of money and really get our customers interested in things, in order to make a lot of money, you need to either have a new innovative product or you need to bring it to a new platform. If you guys remember, the golden days of mobile apps, people were making a killing, and for those of you that were with me for SkyBuilder, my previous mobile app builder, people were making a killing by putting up the same content stuff that they would put on websites, but they put it on a mobile app. And by seeing it on a new platform, that really went and had people look at it in a new medium, in a new way for them to reach people they never reached before. So just by throwing something on a crowdfunding site, it suddenly becomes new and interesting. Just the other day, I went and ordered something called Soylent, which is like a special meal replacement protein powder, and my girlfriend was completely laughing at me because I was excited about this thing I bought on Kickstarter that was like the new revelation of powdered food, and she's like, honey, they've had meal replacement powders around for like 20 years. You just got excited because you saw it on Kickstarter, which is totally the truth. And she's sitting here laughing at me right now that just because a meal replacement powder, you can go to Whole Foods, you go to the market, you can go and buy it, but they went and slapped it up on Kickstarter and suddenly it becomes novel. And that's the basic concept that's getting our customers so going. And I have a few other little examples right here that's really going to, it's really going to be interesting. This one's live on Indiegogo right now. It's the world's smallest Bluetooth earpiece, and when I took this screenshot, it was at 122,000. I think it's at over 150,000 right now. I just popped over to Global Sources, and these guys didn't even bother, they just photoshopped it right off Global Sources. This is amazing. I bet they never even got a prototype, and they're slapping it up there. And this is it's just a gold mine right now. Here's another example. An iPhone cable that doesn't tangle. Okay, and then that's great, 167,000, and then bam, right there in Global Sources, I found a dozen iPhone cables that doesn't tangle. Jeremy asked a really good question: is how much of this is actual profit versus overhead? Well, it depends on the product. And I mean that's like saying how long is a piece of string. A lot of these crowdfunding products you can do crazy market up on, like this USB iPhone cable. I'm sure you could pay $1 or $2 on that, and you could probably sell it for $15 or $20 right there. Other things like, for some of you may know, I did a campaign that's raised over 500,000 to date. On that, we've completely broken even on our initial because we're building a 9-figure brand. So in our case, it's to our advantage to, and this isn't what I'll teach customers, because customers don't have money and they want cash flow, but I already had money and I'm looking to build my $100 million business like that. Customers, we're going to teach how to find products that you could source for really, really cheap, and then go ahead and turn it into a cash business, and then go shift those products to an ongoing e-commerce site, whether it be with Shopify or whether it be with on Amazon FBA or private seller. For myself or for customers who are they're already winning, there's other strategies where you're building a legitimate brand that you can transition into venture capital funding, and really building a $100 million business that you can flip down the road. But that's a different strategy. That's for our upsell. We don't want to start customers like that because they like to see cash in their pocket. Does that make sense, Jeremy? Does Jeremy just ask that question there? Yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. And we could talk about that later on Skype, Jeremy, if you want. And there's really different ways to go ahead and approach that, okay? Here's another example. This required a little bit of inventions. This is, I don't know, it's a bottle opener. I mean, geez. I mean, it's a bottle opener that's shaped like a key, and it raised $221,000, okay? And that requires a little more inventing. Here's a very simple example. If anybody, let me just ask, out of the JVs on this call, how many of you have either done e-commerce Amazon selling or sell a course with e-commerce Amazon selling? Let me just see if we have any specific. Yeah, there's a few on here. So this is the simplest, dumbest example out there. Titanium sunglasses. If you go slop on Global Sources or Alibaba, you'll find like hundreds of people offering titanium sunglasses, and they're not really a new or innovative thing. And I just kind of did a quick search on Indiegogo, and here's these guys that I think they wanted to go throw some titanium sunglasses on FBA, but they didn't want to pay. They didn't want to pay up front for the funding their inventory, so they just did a crowdfunding campaign. And with the crowdfunding campaign, they raised $32,000, and then they slopped it up on FAB. It's an opportunity. And here's another idea, which we're going to be showing customers. It's just some standard China headphones you can find at the Canton Fair. They might have even found these already made at the Canton Fair with the cat ear headphones. If not, it looks like it's a Photoshop job to me rather than an actual product that was built. And they raised over $3 million. They raised over $3 million off some Canton Fair headphones with just that glow with some speakers on it. And the point is, and they're in Brookstone right now. You can go to the Brookstone website and go and order these, and they transitioned into legit. And they sold these for $200 or $300, and I guarantee you their cost on them was $20 or $30 or something. So that kind of answers your question there about profit versus overhead, Jeremy. So the point is it's a really, really lucrative industry, and it's not just for inventors. Because when I first talked to joint venture partners about how to position to their list, the first thing I'll hear from a lot of people is like, oh, I don't have a crowdfunding list, or my people aren't inventors. But I think the point is that we're making it clear is that it doesn't matter. Crowdfunding is a business opportunity. Basically, the way I can describe it is, if somebody has the ability to do e-commerce or Amazon private label selling or drop shipping, they have the ability to do crowdfunding, because all it is it's just emailing to China and then doing a bunch of marketing. And it's just what's hot right now. In a couple years, it's going to be really hard. But right now, you could throw anything against the wall and it sticks, and you make money. Hell, I spent $150 on this new space age meal replacement powder, which which has been around for 20 years. And if I can get sold, then other people can go and be sold. So